why would I buy the Land Cruiser instead of the 4Runner, or why would I buy the 4Runner instead of the Land Cruiser? So I'm going to drive them back to back, just on road. They're not letting us take the Land Cruisers off road, but I've driven that off road. We'll talk about that later. We're going to drive them back to back, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Land Cruiser versus 4Runner. Let's do this. All right, this is the Land Cruiser. Here's the overall profile. Boxy, you know, got a two-tone roof, which is nice. Got this rear pop-up glass. Now you'll notice the floor in the rear is actually quite high, and that's because all Land Cruisers come with the iForce Max hybrid engine, which stores its battery pack under the rear cargo area. So that's what you see here. So it's under there. So it's pretty tall back here. No room for a third row. It's a handsome machine. It's fairly chunky, but in a sort of elegant way. This is not the base 1958 model, so it has nice quality materials. Good space in the second row. Overall, it's quite nice. All right, getting the Land Cruiser. This is the nicer model. This is not the base 1958 model. So you have the nice touch points, nice soft interior. It's still, you know, you got a chunky shifter and a chunky steering wheel, very chunky design, but it's definitely nice material quality. You know, it's a 2-row only. Let's just take it for a little spin, and then we'll see what it's like compared to the 4Runner. When this thing came out, what people were talking about was, wow, this is a Land Cruiser that's just based on the same bones as the Tacoma and the 4Runner and even the Sequoia and the Tundra. So unlike Land Cruisers before, it didn't, you know, people were wondering, is this really a unique, special name? I mean, Land Cruiser is iconic. Let's see what it's like on road. Toyota's team told me that the way they developed these two cars was for different customers. The 4Runner was supposed to be more aggressive, a tougher machine, and sportier on road. The Land Cruiser is based on an international chassis.
Meaning it's a vehicle sold globally.
It's supposed to be more refined and not as aggressive, not as sporty, so to speak. So I'll tell you right now, on this off-road sort of dirt road that I'm on right now, it feels really comfortable. It really does. It feels surprisingly comfortable in terms of ride quality. And so I'm wondering if I'm going to find that these two cars are maybe one softer than the other. One's maybe a little more handling focused. Okay, so the Land Cruiser comes standard with a 2.4 liter turbocharged iForce Max hybrid engine, and it's 2 rows only. With the cargo area kind of limited because of that battery. The 4Runner comes with that same powertrain option, and you can get a non-hybrid if you don't want to pay as much money and you're willing to give up some fuel economy and power and torque. God, this is not a fast car at all. That's the first thing I noticed. This Land Cruiser is not quick. It's fine. The thing makes over, 320, roughly 320 horsepower. That's fine. It weighs a lot. It is, it's not powerful. The engine's a bit buzzy. The ride's great. I mean, the ride is actually really nice. Let's see how it handles. We're gonna take it on some canyon roads. Handles well enough, but it feels a little rolly. Feels like a comfort-focused ride on this vehicle. And the ride quality is fantastic. If you're looking for something that rides well, you could do some amount of off-roading in this. This works. It's kind of a slow car. Definitely likes to lean. It's not a fast car. It doesn't handle that well, but it rides really nicely. And honestly, I like the visibility out the front, out the back. I like the size. It's nice. Now let's see what I think about the 4Runner. Okay, here is the 4Runner TRD Off-Road. This, you might say, is the competitor. I don't know. This is the one I'm going to compare to the Land Cruiser. I think it's mostly apples to apples. Let's see what it's like on road compared to that Land Cruiser. Let's see, the ride quality, it's good, but I get the impression that maybe the Land Cruiser was a little softer here on this little dirt trail. All right, the interior is not quite as nice. The TRD Off-Road Premium costs about only a couple of grand less than that Land Cruiser I was in. The Land Cruiser I was in was just under $62,000. TRD Off-Road, I'll have to see what this one costs, but it's just a few grand less. You don't get as nice material qualities on the dash or on the door card. The interior otherwise is really not that different, to be honest. It doesn't quite feel quite as premium. It's got the same powertrain though. Same powertrain, same shifter, Same same transmission and engine. This is a hybrid as well. So Toyota says that this is supposed to be more handling focused than the Land Cruiser. I'd say just on this dirt trail, maybe it feels a little bit stiffer than the Land Cruiser, which really rode like, I mean, it rode like a dream. We're gonna take it on some handling roads and we'll see what it's like. Well, they both feel slow. So this one doesn't feel any slower, doesn't feel any quicker. They're just both kind of heavy and slow, and they both make the same power, 326 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque. So torquey, not very powerful, not that quick. You know, maybe it doesn't lean as much, but in any case, neither of these things are sports cars, and trying to take them through these canyon roads is not going to yield an amazing driving experience. Driving these two, the truth is there's not a huge chasm between them. The Land Cruiser and the 4Runner TRD Off-Road are both very similar machines. Same engines, transmissions, same chassis, same suspension architecture. They both ride pretty well. They both handle pretty not well. With a slight edge in ride, I think, to the Land Cruiser, slight edge in handling to the 4Runner. That could also be in my head. I'd love to instrument these two machines, but they're very similar. You know, at least with the Land Cruiser, you sit in it and you can actually see a few areas where you're getting your money's worth. A couple of the material qualities, some people like this hard plastic for its durability. So, you know, it's worth thinking about. I personally think if I'm spending 50 some grand, 60 grand on a machine, I'd love the interior to be nice and supple. And it costs only a couple grand less than that Land Cruiser I drove. So for me, that's the more compelling vehicle. I think it's just a more elegant interior design as well. Slightly, very slightly, they're very similar. Honestly, if you need the extra space and you do all the measurements and you find, hey, actually the 4Runner is X cubic feet larger, and you need that space, maybe that'll sway you. But this and that Land Cruiser they're really similar machines, really. Both good machines, both expensive, but both compelling. Speaking of the devil, let's have a look at it, huh? There it is. What do you think? And then over here, an even lower trim TRD Off-Road 4Runner. It has cloth seats, it has the smaller screen, and it starts at just over 49,000. So that undercuts the Land Cruiser by, you know, roughly $6,000-7,000. If you want the cheapest off-road capable Toyota SUV, between these two, it seems, you know, this 4Runner TRD Off-Road seems like a great option. It doesn't have the hybrid though, so if you need the hybrid, you buy the Land Cruiser for 56 grand. I'm gonna drive one of these non-hybrids, and I'll just sort of determine if I think I need the hybrid or not. All right, now I'm in the Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road, but a more base model. These are cloth seats. This is the non-hybrid, has the smaller screen, and it costs 49 grand, which, you know, that's over 12 grand less than the Land Cruiser I drove. You're giving some things up, right? Smaller screen, you don't have the leatherette seats. It's a more basic machine, but you still have a locking rear diff. You know, you don't have the sway bar disconnect. So really this would compare better with the base Land Cruiser, which you can buy for 56 grand. It comes with cloth seats as well. Doesn't have the sway bar disconnect. Missing, I think, the front-facing camera as well. In any case, with this one, you're getting a decent off-road capable machine for $49,000 instead of $56,000 for the base Land. I like the seats; they're comfortable, and I think they look good. I don't think the 8-inch screen is that big of a deal. I am now, you know, after driving the second one here, I do think it rides a little bit firmer than the Land Cruiser I drove. But this one seems like a good option if you want an off-road capable Toyota SUV, you don't really care that much if it's a hybrid, and you don't want to spend, you know, 50+ grand on a vehicle. Let's do a little romp here, see if I miss the hybrid. Because, I mean, is it worth paying all that money for the hybrid powertrain? We're about to find out. This is a very basic machine, to be clear. You know, we're spending still almost 50 grand on a cloth seat, 4-wheel drive, body on frame, you know, solid rear axle. You know, this is it's a very simple machine here, but this is just, things cost a lot nowadays. All right, let's see what we think about this lack of a hybrid powertrain. Horsepower, instead of 319 or whatever it was, we're down to 278. So we're giving up 40 some horsepower. Let's see if we're gonna miss it. We're also lighter, so. Pretty slow. The hybrid one is slow too. So I mean, from a performance standpoint, are you gonna miss it? You're not gonna miss it that much. It's all about fuel economy, and will that fuel economy end up paying for itself? Is it worth paying for the 40-some horsepower? Yes, you get more torque. You'll have to look at the towing numbers. If it's me, I don't care if it's the hybrid. I don't want the hybrid. Give me the cheapest one you can get. In fact, if I were buying a 4Runner, I think I would buy this very one. Cloth seats. I got a locking rear diff, all-terrain tires. You know, I got a power rear glass that goes down. It's nice. All right, here's the TRD Off-Road. Costs 49 grand. This is a cheaper one. It doesn't have a lot of options, cloth seats, but you've got the all-terrain tires, you got the locking rear diffs. 49 grand. That undercuts the Land Cruiser by roughly $7,000. So if you want a reasonably off-road capable, decent on-road ride, and you want a Toyota SUV, this one is the one to go for. You give up the hybrid powertrain. I personally don't care in terms of drivability. You'll have to check the fuel economy differences and see if the cost makes sense. I don't think it does. I'd be buying, if I had to choose any Land Cruiser or 4Runner, it would be this one right here. It's a decent blend of on-road ride and off-road capability and pricing. If I wanted to go a little bit higher in terms of interior quality and just get the best riding, the most luxurious ride, I'd get a Land Cruiser. And if I wanted the most off-road capable, I'd buy the Trail Hunter 4Runner. It's just really complicated. There are so many different variants of each, and it's like, okay, at a certain point, you're just choosing whichever one you think looks cooler. You might think the Toyota 4Runner and Land Cruiser step on each other's toes. They're roughly the same size, they have the same powertrain, same platform, and they feel similar. In truth, the Land Cruiser sort of carves itself a tiny space in the middle of the 4Runner lineup. If you want the cheapest mid-size body-on-frame Toyota, you buy the 4Runner. It starts in the low $40,000 range, and you can get a 4x4 for about 45 grand. That's over 10 grand under the Land Cruiser. I personally would probably go with the non-hybrid TRD Off-Road for about 50 grand. Yes, the $56,000 Land Cruiser 1958 has an 11-degree better approach angle, but it has similar interior quality, and its limited ground clearance and departure angle means it really won't be that much better off-road than the 4Runner TRD Off-Road. I've driven them both in the dirt. They're both just decent off-roaders. Plus, if you wanted a hybrid, which I don't really know is worth it, you could still get the 4Runner TRD Off-Road for less than the cheapest Land Cruiser. Now, if I wanted something nicer with decent off-road capability, sure, I'd snag a Land Cruiser for 60-some grand. And if I really wanted the most off-road capability, I'd go with the 4Runner TRD Pro or Trail Hunter. Those cost almost 70 large. Probably going to come down to branding and style for many people. If it's me, I'd take either the base 4Runner TRD Off-Road, 50 grand-ish, or if I needed a little more off-road capability, I might snag a Land Cruiser for something in the 60s and lift it a little bit, because those are looking pretty cool.